Hi, welcome to my demo reel. This demo reel is focused on how I made the sound for a client who is working on a VR world. This virtuality world required some sounds and some design for their logo and how they want to do the stuff they want to do. So we are going to look at the video. You will see the video and you will see what's the function of the video. Let's look at the video. So as you saw, there are three sections in this clip, and this is how I divided my visual. The first one was the main logo, where the logo enters and you see everything that has to do with the logo. The second portion was where you detect a surface and you here see those dots on the image, and then there comes in the main idea. So moving at the main logo, I'm going to zoom in and we will start understanding how the logo was designed. Uh, Once again, most of the things are focused on how I used audio files and then how I convert them into, or I reverse them, or I do different stuff with it. So this is the first section that we hear in this clip. Let's try to analyze it. The first thing I did, that I looked at the visual. Okay, there are some things that needs to be done over here, what kind of sounds there should be and what things are supposed to be there. So we are going to start analyzing by this breath vocals part. This is the synths that I just played. Most of the time I'm playing just one note or the fifth of the same note, and then I divide it into different octaves. So that's the main sound, and then the same notes are being played over here, and then we go into the next one and the last one. So as you can see, the silicon plug is the same sound that has been bounced as audio track and been placed over here, but here it has some different sections. So we are going to listen to it and realize how it worked. Starting looking into the audio files, I think these are the most important ones at the moment. So the first thing I did was I added this ice break sound. So you can hear this ice bag, and then of course a whoosh to give you a starting. And then these are these sounds from house garden. And once again, using the idea of fade in and fade out and then slowing down the sound. So if you listen to it without the effect, then this is how it sounds. This is more like you are doing something spicy or something is being cooked, and this is more of the sizzling sounds. So this is where you get the sizzling. And then if I move it back to slow down, and yeah, there's a wood crack over here, that is again slow down. The reason why it's slowing down, because this is the section where the visual is dividing into two sections, and there you see the logo and the W in it. And this silicon plug is the same sound over here which we heard, but in this situation I divided into two parts and then slowed it down. So if you listen to just three of this is how they sound. And all of them combined sounds like this. I left the reverb in the background so that the viewer can experience the same thing, how it goes. And then moving on, the next part was where you detect the surface, and this is actually just two sounds. There is nothing special over here, and it's just the violin playing the note and then reversed. So if I play the violin and if I put it the reverse section on it as well, and then you feel this wong at the same time. So that's how I did the surface detect part. That was quite simple, nothing very complicated, but once again simple, and things makes the difference. This part was a bit complicated because it had a lot of visuals in it, and there are a lot of things that I did here. So let's start dissecting it one by one. Okay, so if we focus at the visual, we see there are a bunch of things that are happening over here. So let's just stop everything and listen to the, just look at this section. Maybe I'll just do this, and it's -7. I'll just mute it. Okay, so if you focus on this section, we see in the visual that there are a bunch of things that are happening, and so we see that there are circles that are coming out, then there's this glowy thing happening, and then we see these sparks coming out and this wave tornado thing, and then the logo comes out from the middle of it, and then they stay up there and the rest of it goes down. So everything that had was part of it, it had to focus on this visual section. Okay, and this is the first section. Yep, so the thunder was not really a part of this section. This section is more focused on how I did the part over here. These is sparks. The spark comes in, they start with the fade in and fade out, they speed up and they slow down, and then the thunder is focused on this part as you heard the sound. And these two are, and that's how it goes. And then once again using the same synths from the back. The reason why I like using the same sound effects or synths is because when you have similar sounds, then things are a bit more easier, and then you can keep the sounds coherent. And this is how it goes. Same notes but in higher frequencies, and then the same violins. I've used the same violins once again over here, and this time the violin sounds like this because this time I used different notes, and so it goes like ta 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 ta, but ta 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 rendered into a wave file, and then you put it out like this, it sounds like this. And then some more synths to give it more air, and then Antarctic Sun, Logic synths. So everything has to be precise, not in terms of time but in terms of the time of the visual. And then some whoosh and flickers. And then we hear these two things. Just to give the visual more length. And again, this is the WAV file, this is the original file, and then this is the sound with this combination. And if we listen to all of this section, then this is how it sounds. But as you see that this section over here has no sound, and you don't know what's going to happen there. Now to give it a more emotional context, so the last section is this thunder part where you see the logo coming up and there's nothing happening over there, because this is the part where the logo actually exists. So the logo was supposed to be this cloudy thing, because we are world. So you hear this match movement, and then there is this cloud going on all over the place. Anyways, this was my sound design for this project that I did. I hope you liked it.